This campaign, very much the same for FC Goa as well. FC Goa as well. No names on the back of the shirt, proper numbers though. No names on the back of the shirt, proper numbers though. And I will be reminding you of who is who. But here come FC Goa, who've done very well in terms of publicizing their preparations for the Durand Cup. A kit, a video which keeps up with the pop culture tradition and whatever you're watching on OTT platforms. I do hear that there is a Spanish TV series in its last season from which FC Goa have taken a lot in terms of putting out interesting videos and making sure that their fans feel involved, in touch, and manage to watch these games. The Durand Cup, prestigious, and it is very heartening to see them take it seriously. Only the one foreigner in the starting 11 for FC Goa, which is Nogueira, but Princeton Rebello is given charge of the team in terms of being captain on the pitch. And of course, Mr. Purkayastha will be looking forward to this game, his first of the Durand Cup. And so far, all the decisions have been made, nothing debatable. Everything has been smooth. And in just a few games, we've seen a lot of action in terms of goals and penalty saves and long ranges. FC Goa, of course, scored 31 goals last season. Army Green will do well to not think about all of that. Last season is in the past. This is new. Everything to look forward to from now onwards. Good signings as well from FC Goa in terms of not just recruiting from within their state, but even from outside. One of those examples being Markan Chote, who will be playing up front along with Ridim Tlang and Devendra. Ridim, of course, has been in and around Devendra, who was launched into the Asian Champions League and showed exemplary bravery in that front line. And of course, the two wing backs, not to forget about Leander and Sanson. No Kunal Kundekar though on the team in terms of the starting 11, the 22-year-old winner of the Goa Pro League. And lots of Goan fans waiting to see him play as well. But before that, this 11 and the Army Green will face off as the Durand Cup heats up. Top two from every group go into the quarters. And knockouts, of course, begin late in September. The final is on the 3rd of October. And groups have kicked off, and after A, B and C today, FC Goa once more to give shape to Group B. Jamshedpur already have 3 points. Really thrilling game with Sudeva Delhi yesterday afternoon. That was played at the Mohan Bagan Maidan. Nogueira, a lonely Spaniard on the pitch in this game, usually surrounded by more players from his country. Of course, when he looks at the touchline, he'll see one Ferrando waiting. A patient build-up. that FC Goa have made their trademark. And the urgency that kicks in is usually when they're on the high press, trying to win the ball back. Nogueira doing Edu Bedia's job of dropping in between the two centre-backs. Very brave today from Fernando. And why not? It's a tournament which encourages bravery and courageous play. Nogueira, a little bit of something left on his toes. By Kima, number 9. Princeton. There's Leander. A lot been said about him as well. A strategy always seeming to be 2 players in every position for FC Goa. Squad depth is massive. Is a massive factor, in fact, when it comes to the season. Keeping that, of course, in mind, usually a couple of players in a position and 1 prospect from the developmental side. There's that ladder that players need to climb to make it into the first team, and the Durand Cup offers that ladder, offers that chance, offers the opportunity to showcase what you're made of. Trying that brave pass was Iban. 25 now. The centre-back. A former Shillong Lajong player. Nogueira. He comes with experience from the likes of Atletico Madrid. First involvement for Markan. Neat turn by Nogueira. And there's the poke forward for Devendra. It can be fast, tricky. Leander. Back to Devendra. Of course, Papuya is the other centre-back, and suddenly this could be a break. Kima. Oh, he had the space and the time. I wonder what he was thinking on that occasion. Tried to lob it over the keeper. I think Naveen Kumar was very safe. Just a bit of a lack of confidence given that the pressure was on from both the centre-backs. And Naveen clearly in position and very safe. Shot off target. Probably taken aback, Kima, that the ball fell to him so kindly, but that's what can happen when you're playing a high line and committing men forward. FC Goa have been warned. Even though it was a meek warning, it is something. Sanson, nicely taken by Redeem Tlang. Not a lot on that pass, slightly loose. Markan. Princeton. Saw the gap and he's released Sanson. The cross is very poor, in fact. I wonder if he really wanted it to go to the edge of the box, but mishit it. Ramachandran, who's the head coach of Army Green. There's that high press this time, triggered by Ridim. Markan pushing as well, but Army Green do very well to beat the press and get some time on the ball. As Vibin's through ball looking for Kima once again. And even though he's the lone striker up front, he's been busy in the number 9. Papuya into the feet of Princeton. And getting lucky there, Princeton, and once again loose, but Kima close on him and wins the ball. And another shot this time. It's gone wide once again. But he's looking very sharp, the number 9. Scuffs his shot, just needs to compose himself a little bit. 2 players making that run to his right, and he could have easily picked out one of them. Probably a case of how you really don't expect a couple of opportunities to fall into your feet in the opening 10 minutes against a side like FC Goa, but that's exactly what happened. You've got to be ready. No wins yet among all the teams from the armed forces. Indian Air Force losing 4-1 to Mohammedan Sporting on day 1. Yesterday CRPF losing to Bengaluru United. Army Green in action on day 3. Vibin keeps possession all the way back then from Sukesh. And there's Vikas, the right back, gets it back. Another decent ball into the channel this time. Princeton is covering the run of Oinam. A couple of times now that the wing-backs have tried to exploit the space that have been left down the channels by FC Goa's defense. Of course, they're safe and sound in terms of always having a last man to cover, but Juan Ferrando will be wary of giving away too much space, making it a habit. And mentality is a big factor. Sometimes it can be evident when a team might think they've already won the game before they've started playing, and Goa don't want to get into that trap. Referee could have played it on. And Markan had the ball in the final third. Exactly what is encouraged these days. There's no advantage at all for FC Goa in terms of winning a free kick there. Markan very rightly displeased with the decision to stop and give a free kick. Christie, who's sitting deep in midfield for FC Goa. Playing alongside Princeton and getting as much experience as possible. One more of Goa's products, FC Goa's products that is, who's been promoted into the first team. Princeton, of course, sitting deeper, even deeper than Albert Nogueira, in fact. A lot of players, of course, who've been part of the Pro League. And opening exchanges of this game, first 13-15 minutes, of course, both the teams still figuring each other out. Goa taking their time, Army Green with a couple of counter opportunities, but which fell to this man Kima. Couldn't make the most of them. Christie. Devendra dropping deep, getting on the ball very loose from Princeton, very lax, very lazy as well, it might be said, and he'll probably admit that. Captain of the side, from an open and comfortable position in the central midfield. Got to make sure that those kind of passes count and reach your teammates. Maintain control, that has to be the first objective for FC Goa. Not just today. Sukesh. Wainam. Stopped in his tracks on that occasion. But Army Green have shown they're going to be a challenge at least. They haven't buckled under the pressure of playing a big team. This is a good deep cross as well, and Naveen, he was completely flabbergasted with that attempt. Probably didn't know what was happening, but in the end got to give him the benefit of doubt. Had some help from the woodwork, but what a freak goal that could have been. It was a cross, make no mistake. It didn't really get the curl on it. Naveen Kumar also expecting it to curl, and in the end not the post but the bar coming to his rescue. But for a second, for Vikas, the right back who bombed forward, that could have been something. A free kick now when it is within shooting distance. Kima has had a couple of attempts, one audacious lob, another scuffed shot. Will it be third time lucky? And Kima takes it, went for the far post and the top corner. Just didn't get the dip. Papuya, winner of the GPL with FC Goa in 2019, also played in the previous Duran Cup. 21-year-old centre-back who will be busy today.
Go Papuya! Next step, Papuya!
Almost becomes a 3 at the back at times. Fernando's team. Nicely done by Sukesh. There he is again. This is much better. First time ball forward from Oinam. Probably could have taken a touch, bought himself some time. FC Goa struggling to get the ball out of their zone, their half. Now Iban cleverly just asking the team to spread out. Just allow some more space. Army Green are very comfortable letting FC Goa have the ball in this half, in this area. Absolutely harmless. Someone from their midfield needs to start breaking those lines. And the likes of Princeton, Albert, and Devendra now on the run. Flag has stayed down. Devendra continues with his run. Slightly heavy touch. Probably blame the rain for that, but Markan steps over and his low ball inside was quickly blocked by Chanambam, number 15. That's more like it though from FC Goa. Hurtling forward the front three. Extra man also joining in the shape of Leander inside the box, which is always encouraged. And Markan, of course, Markan Chote, who really made his name with Minerva Punjab. Chanambam plays it behind. Straight to Sarat, who's the goalkeeper for Army Green. Chote. Leander. One look up, first time ball in is quickly blocked. Leander gets it back, then it falls to Markan Chote. This time the cross is much better. Devendra gets a touch and then just inches away from Ridim Tlang. All started off with a block from Leander, who's been going forward way more than Sanson, overloading the right wing. Easy decision that. Free kick all day. Leander in the back of Shubham. Princeton he's lost the ball once again in an important area. This time Kima has the space and curls it just past the far post. But once again Princeton Rebello robbed with such ease. And this time it's much better from Kima. Takes on the first man, keeps his head, and he is getting closer. It has to be much better from Princeton though. Yeah, dropping into the Edubedia position, but he's made a few mistakes giving the ball away. Sukesh for Oinam. There was space on the left where Shubham had made inroads, but Army Green looking very, very confident in possession. Very well drilled. Markan Chote. This time he picks the pocket of Oinam. There's Ridim. Taken away very quickly by Lepcha. And now, here comes Deepak. I was looking for Kima, and Army Green will get a corner. Just wanted it slightly earlier. Kima, who'd made that interesting run. Now once again scuffed. He's just hitting a little bit of grass along with the ball on every occasion. And it's not just a problem faced by Army Green, but also by FC Goa.
Ivan, 5 men markers, not Alberto, 5 men markers.
Vibin will be taking the corner. Left back.
No, Alberto.
Very interesting, massive gap near the penalty spot where players will run into. Kima did. Clearance is falling to Oinam, another chance. Lepcha plays it out wide again. Vibin this time high. Knocked back into the box. It's made its way outside though. Excellent pressure. Great phase of play here from Army Green. Has to be applauded. Has to be appreciated the way they've troubled FC Goa. Made life not easy for them. Noguera spreads it out wide. Great touch from Sanson to the path of Makan Chote, who's now on the left wing. And tried to pick a ball out. Vikas is in the way. Now it'll be picked up by Deepak. Vibin over the top and into the channel once again where Kima's making the run. And Naveen thankful that the ball had enough pace on it to roll into the box. Clearly a low block and built to counter the Army side, but even then, every time they're on the attack, they're not wary, they're not scared of committing men forward, and that is what is making this a very intriguing game so far. If you've just joined us and expected Goa to be in the lead over the lion's share of the ball, then that has not been the case. It has been very even. Decent skill there from Sanson, once again trying to release Chote down the left. Noguera, one way then the other, and jinxing past a couple of white shirts. Christie, Noguera, and now out wide for Leander. Ridim gets the 1-2 going. Leander's cross is blocked. It will be a corner for FC Goa now. .25 quick minutes in this game. We're still at 0-0, but there have been chances and most of them have fallen to Army Green, especially the good ones. Chote, Noguera sent in towards the far post. Iban's waiting. Chote. Well, that's a foul. Sukesh just sticking a foot out. Makan Chote too quick for him. There's that jinx. I thought he was going to use his right foot. Clearly Makan saw that and tried to knock it past his man with his left foot. That's the kind of disingenuous player that he can be. And I mean that in a complimentary sense. He's got a cunning about him that makes him such a prospect to look at, to follow. Noguera lofts it. And there's the header. Good idea, but Sarath was ready for that. Aiban had ghosted in acres of space, and Army Green's marking not up to the mark on that set piece chance. Aiban. Sanson. Redeem has offered a run. Sanson comes back to the middle towards Noguera. And that's more like it. Leander takes it into his stride. He needs some support and gets it in the form of Chote. He's put in a decent ball as well. Well defended because that was skidding off the surface. Chanambam very aware of that fact. Making sure that the ball doesn't go past him because Devendra was interested. Noguera stays on side because there was a man on the line. Again looking for Aiban, and this time just past him. Acknowledgement from the centre-back. And Noguera just wants him to attack the ball. Just make a jump there. And probably asking more from Christy Davis, number 46. You're never too sure from this kind of a distance how high it was for the player, but Noguera just kind of wondering why more black shirts aren't challenging for those aerial balls. Always interesting to see underdogs do well, play unexpectedly good football, and that is what has happened. And this is not questioning Army Green and what they can do, but of course comparisons are always made with opposition. Kima's ball in onto the edge of the area. Once more the shot just didn't have enough power. The captain Lepcha taking it on that occasion. Fiery as well, Sukesh, a combative central defensive midfielder. Yeah, that is a foul. He was wondering whether Noguera was the man who fouled him, but that wasn't the case. Nil-nil at the half-hour mark. Princeton got the captain's armband. Already being spoken about that on social media, how he's leading the team, but he's had a slightly disappointing half in the middle of the park. Him, Christie and Noguera haven't really gotten going like a trio should. Instead, Redeem, Devendra and Markan Chote have been much more impressive in their combination play. And so has Leander from right back.
go, Nabil, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Control back, let's go.
Sanson for Redeem. Pegged back. This time a wild clearance towards Devendra. Trying to nod it back down. Sukesh goes up once again. Oinam. Sukesh is getting into a decent battle with Noguera. A couple of fouls, couple of tackles from both the players, in fact.
Next, Ivan.
And the fact that Goa cannot really threaten past this area is something that Army Green's positioning has to be credited for, but this kind of a ploy also requires you to go perform at your best for 90 minutes. That kind of concentration, the mentality factor, all of that will make a play. As for the weather, it is quite cool. Cramping and stamina should not really be an issue unless the sun suddenly pokes out and starts shining, which doesn't seem to be the case in terms of the forecast for the next couple of hours. That's why the offside flag went up. Solid challenge, but got enough of the ball, Leander. No complaints from Kima either, which is always good to see. Appreciating the challenge. There's Redeem Tlang. Noguera. Sanson, Chote. And the tricky Redeem once more. Noguera. Chote, lovely ball forward for Noguera. There it is, one-on-one, and just like that, in the blink of an eye, Makan Chote plays that ball forward, and one of the deepest sitting midfielders, Noguera, opens the account, not just for the day, but for the side. And FC Goa are off the mark in the Duran Cup as far as goals are concerned, and that'll be a huge, huge relief for them. As for Army Green, you've got to feel how just one moment can bring down 35 minutes of really good play. Shades of whether he was off or not, that is going to be debated, but nothing to doubt in terms of the finish. Looked at the keeper, saw him rush out. Beautifully done, deft, but also destructive. So 1-0, and Army Green now have to fight for a point at least.
Okay, positional.
There's the goal scorer.
Good, Redeem, continue, Redeem. Next level, continue, Redeem.
That's just the difference between a team which has immense experience and one which may not have that kind of experience, is that even the tiniest of mistakes will be exploited, the tiniest of positional lapses. You saw that happen between Jamshedpur and Sudeva yesterday evening. You saw that happen a few moments ago between FC Goa and Army Green this evening. And Naveen Kumar, of course, who had quite the scare when a wayward cross hit the bar and saved him the blushes.
Leander. Go, Leander. Go, Leander. It's okay. Stop, stop.
Iban moves it on towards Sanson, plays it forward for Rithim. That's a move they've done again and again. Devendra is waiting. Chote on the edge of the area. Very well played as well in the end. And Vikas with the challenge. We had Subhash Limbu also covering the number 2.
Two times. Let's go, Rivin.
Over the top from Oinam. A slightly deeper defensive line now for FC Goa, who would like to go into the half in the lead, and Naveen Kumar once more, this time trying to dummy his man, and the touch not as smooth as it should have been. Runs out of space in the end under pressure from Deepak. Immediately puts his hand up, but that is the kind of mistake you want to avoid making early in the season when the manager is watching and deciding on the teams of the future. He's got Dheeraj on the bench, so there is major competition for Naveen. Oh, great ball in though by Vipin. Swerve and power on that was quite impressive. But now FC Goa on the counter. Makan plays to his left and right. He's released Devendra. Devendra cannot get past the keeper. Excellent challenge from Sharath, who made his way outside the box and won it ever so cleanly. Now once again Makan involved, almost creating another goal. Sanson's touch is heavy. Subhash has to stay on his feet, which he cannot because of Sanson's foul, but this is that phase of play. Devendra released and wanted to take it past the keeper, which was probably the right thing to do, as Sarath saw that, and his sliding tackle perfectly timed. Oh, well played. And keeping his team in the game and taking some confidence from there as well, no doubt. Makan Chote, though, his passing has been fantastic. Played 32 times for Minerva Punjab from 2017 to 2020. That was his launch pad. Also had a decent season in the I-League 2019-20. Involved in 3 goals. Already involved in the first one against Army Green today. Sanson. Rithim put in towards Devendra. Back to Rithim, did the right thing, the number 29. Still in the box, and Sukesh will make sure it's clear, but not too far. Noguera picks it up. 5 minutes to go before the half-time whistle. Chote. Rithim, lots of space down the left if he can pick out Sanson, which he does. First time crossing the offer towards the edge of the area. Picked up by Leander, sets up Rithim, and the side-footed effort has no power or elevation. Devendra now twisting, turning inside the box. Probably settle for a corner, but the ball did not cross the line in its entirety. So Sanson will have to trudge back and make sure that nothing good comes from this move from Army Green. They do that themselves though with a loose pass.
Control pass.
Noguera taken away before it could reach Redeem Tlang's studs. And probably when FC Goa look back at this half, a couple of good moments, but apart from that, Juan Ferrando will also remind his team to make sure they have as much control and don't make silly mistakes, giving away the ball in the final third a few times into the feet of Kima. And that has been an issue. And they have the goal, they have the ball in this area, but there is so much more in terms of potential threat. It's all about efficiency though. Kima would know that. 3 chances for him. None of those 3 chances on target. Naveen slightly slow on the turn. Almost a suicidal attempt inside the box. Could have caused all kinds of problems. Hasn't been very sharp with his feet, has he, Naveen? And his positioning. There is great encouragement from FC Goa to play the ball from the back and make sure that the keepers also get involved in the build-up. You need to be smart about the way you go about it. Leander. And try to put that between the 2 centre-backs and the space. Kima. Great ball forward, but momentarily the run from Shubham, he just paused, wondering if the defenders would step up and play him off or on. In that half a second, Leander had recovered and made his way back. Sanson. Christie. And gets it back from Noguera and gives it back. And nicely done. There's Sanson again, waiting for support from Redeem Tlang. 1 minute added on. Oh, there it is, that mistake once more. And had to make that challenge, Papuya. The referee was right there and saw it and didn't give anything for it, but Shubham is sure to complain. Once more, just given away so cheaply. I wonder if the ball was really won by Papuya. Not long to go before half time, but an early water break on account of Shubham recovering from that foul. Just a mere formality now for the ball to be back in play until the half-time whistle goes. There it is then, and FC Goa go into the break with a narrow 1-0 lead. Army Green giving a fantastic account of themselves, chance after chance, but then Albert Nogueira's run from deep, found by Chote, and a deft finish from the Spaniard, making sure that the team goes into the lead at the break. It is FC Goa 1, Army Green 0. We'll go away for a quick break, and when we come back, we hope for an entertaining half between FC Goa and Army Green.
kill all these bastards. All these bastards.
আর কত লাশ দেখবো?
কাগজ পুড়িয়ে কিছু হবে না কেন? ওরা আজ বরানগরে 4 জনকে, কাল বাগবাজারে 1 জনকে, কুদঘাটে 4 জনকে মেরেছে।
আপনারা এলেন কোথা দিয়ে?
পুলিশের চোখে ফাঁকি দিয়ে দেশের কাজ করতে হয় আমাদের। আত্মগোপনে আমরা অভ্যস্ত।
হাই, ত্রিশা।
হাই, আমি রম্য।
Kunal Roy.
ইশিকা শর্মা।
তৃষা, তোমার আজ খুব সুন্দর দেখাচ্ছে।
আজকের পরে কিছু চেঞ্জ হয়ে যাবে না তো আমাদের মধ্যে?
No. Because I love you.
সেদিন দুজনে দুলেছিল বনে, ফুল ডোরে বাঁধা ঝুলনা।
হ্যাঁ স্যার, কাল রাতে একটা অ্যাক্সিডেন্ট হয়েছে।
There are 4 more murders somewhere.
How come I don't know about this case, sir?
আমার এটা বন্দুক লাগবে।
বন্দুক নিয়ে আপনি কি করবেন?
Or submit drugs ka involvement.
আমি যতই নেশা থাকি না কেন, স্টিয়ারিং থেকে হাত আমার জীবনে নড়ে না।
मुर्दों को इंटरोगेट करूं मैं।
গল্প নয় রে, সত্যি ঘটনা। আমাদের দেশে তখন দাঙ্গা শুরু হয়ে গেছে।
One day I'll kill all these bastards.
কত লাশ, আর কত লাশ দেখবো?
কাগজ পুড়িয়ে কিছু হবে না কেন? ওরা আজ বরানগরে 4 জনকে, কাল বাগবাজারে 1 জনকে, কুদঘাটে 4 জনকে মেরেছে।
আপনারা এলেন কোথা দিয়ে?
পুলিশের চোখে ফাঁকি দিয়ে দেশের কাজ করতে হয় আমাদের। আত্মগোপনে আমরা অভ্যস্ত।
Welcome back to the second half. You're watching FC Goa against Army Green. The team from the ISL has a 1-0 lead, a narrow one, because this team
পুলিশের চোখে ফাঁকি দিয়ে দেশের কাজ করতে হয় আমাদের। আত্মগোপনে আমরা অভ্যস্ত।
And Naveen Kumar also in the Goa goal has had a bit of a torrid time. A couple of mistakes and one attempt. A miss-hit cross that hit the bar. Well, Nemil has come on for FC Goa. And the player who makes way is the goal scorer, Noguera. That's what we are hearing. Nemil, who's just 19 and is the youngest player in the team, the number 44. And some excellent experiences for him. Scored 7 goals in 11 games in the Liga Nacional, which is Spain's under-19 league's 2nd division. So there is some pedigree. Nemil, number 44, more attacking, I think, in terms of his approach compared to Noguera. So we will see what changes will be made. I think it will be a proper 4-2-3-1 with Christie and Princeton sitting deep like 2 holding midfielders, which has been the preferred formation for Nogueira over the past season, where since he took over at FC Goa from Lobera. And off we go. Devendra kicks off proceedings. Probably hoping to see more intensity, hoping to see more urgency from FC Goa. You know that they like a patient build-up, but at times it's been too patient, at times it's been too laboured. And here's a chance early on for Army Green, and it's just wide. But Naveen redeems himself with a vital touch. But what an opening. Once again, an innocuous-looking high ball. And there's that touch from Naveen. Just enough on it to push it past the post, but an excellent attempt from Deepak. Number 22, him, Shubham and Keema have been very active in that final third, as they should be. I think whatever was said at half-time has worked for Naveen. Vibin will take the corner. Glenn Martins is on the pitch as well. Vibin. Again, a very decent corner. He's got a great delivery. Glenn, who's had a bit of a haircut, probably just in time for it to grow back to what it looked like in the ISL last season. Something that will become a trademark. I wouldn't be surprised in the future if he keeps his place and continues to play like this. Glenn Martins, when the fans will be back, they will come holding wigs like that and wearing them. A memorable goal as well in the ISL. Made his debut for the India team. So a lot of experience been brought on, along with the youngest player, Nemil. Fernando taking the chances, throwing the dice. Again, another chance. This time it's a good-looking shot as well. Naveen had to beat it away, but Army Green, what a start for them. Oinam on that occasion, the number 7 on the half volley. Bang! What a hit that is. A lot of power, but straight into Naveen. I just have to feel that they've been slightly unfortunate in terms of those chances and not getting any joy from them, especially against a team like FC Goa. If you take points from them, then the confidence and momentum that will build will take the side a long way. Not just that, but even Jamshedpur, the other team, the other ISL team that is in the group, will be hoping for some kind of an upset. Deep Majumdar is on for Sukesh. That's the other change. Captain's armband is for Leander. All the youngsters getting a chance to lead the team. Romario has also come on. So a lot of changes that have been made and are continue to be confirmed as we get word from the touchline. Excellent skill from Deepak once more. It's kept in by Oinam. What a ball there is. Just the slightest of touches from Keema, and it took the ball away from one of his teammates who was ready to push on. Deep now distance and just drove it wide off the far post, but excellent skill. And then the awareness from Lepcha. You could see what Keema was trying. Was just trying to nudge it in with a bit of a fancy flick. Just didn't get enough on that. And been as busy as he was in the first half, but this time to much better effect. Princeton, of course, is the players been taken off. Didn't have the greatest of first halves. A lot to come from him, of course. Big season in terms of filling that gap in midfield and making his mark and proving that he's good enough to play at the highest level for a club that prides itself on making it into the ISL knockouts time and again. Sanson. Redeem can't get past that challenge which came in from Subhash Limbu. Romario. Oh, nicely done for Nemil. What a ball down the channel, and here's that ball in as well. Excellent attempt from Devendra Murgaonkar, and I think it was just with his other foot from behind. Let's check that out. Just the slightest of touches from Sarat. Unless it's a goal kick, because if it is, then that hit the woodwork and knocked the goalkeeper. Cheaply given away. Devendra. Another quick start. Much quicker than the first half. Sanson, decent looking ball, easy clearance, and Nemil, snapshot coming in, and then a ball towards the far post. Not too much on that from Christie. Excellent touch and no backlift, immediate decision making. Always a sign of a good player when the instinct is to shoot as soon as half a yard opens up. Barely breaking into his 20s is Mohammad Nemil. Clan getting stuck in and winning the ball.
Leg it out. Come on, cross. Good ball.
Decent ball towards the far post, and Sanson had to get a touch in. A corner which Vibin will once again fancy in terms of sending a stonking delivery with his left foot. Vibin once again with pace towards the far post this time. Green asking for a corner, they won't get it. So Naveen Kumar, who had a bit of a tough start, Juan Ferrando must have had a word in his ear, which has pushed him to do much better in the second 45. Leander forward. There's As Nemil, swing of his left boot, is looking for that space where Redeem had made a run, but slightly more square, and that would have been way more dangerous. Juan Ferrando was not very happy with the fact that the ball, an extra ball, was given towards the thrower, but then it made its way onto the pitch. And meanwhile, FC Goa had already collected a ball nearby and wanted a quick throw in. Ferrando very, very displeased by the fact that a ball was thrown in and kind of played spoil sport to a quick attacking opportunity. Papuya with a decent challenge. Iban moves it forward towards Samson. And now Samson trying to take on his man and go on to one of those marauding runs that he's known for occasionally. Glenn Martins hasn't been able to impose himself in this game so far. Devendra has moved slightly wide now, allowing Redeem to drift inwards. And Nemil is also on the pitch, which means he plays the number 10 and also try to get forward time and again. Allows Devendra to free his legs, stretch them a little bit down the wings, but he's got the pace and the trickery. Over the top, and Devendra once again aware and into that channel. Slightly heavy touch, and Sarath wins the second duel between the two. 2 times in this game now he's been one-on-one with his fast and pacey and electric striker, but both times Sarath timing his rush to perfection and making sure he gets as much of the ball as possible. Still 1-0 as we near 1 hour. Christie, Nemil, Romario. Nemil once more, surrounded by white shirts, manages to squeeze past a couple of them. Sanson, all the way back. A risky ball behind, but once again Sarath was aware of the danger. Iban, that's a clear foul. Actually smartly done as well, because if Iban would have turned from there and started on a run, then it could have opened up a lot of opportunities for FC Goa. They want to nip it in the bud sometimes. They're going to commit a foul. Committed where the referee is not really forced to give you a yellow card. Nemil, very, very excited to see him and how far his career goes. And this time, finally, Devendra gets the poke and into the back of the net. He'll take the cramp. It's a fair trade for a goal. You're just hoping it is just that, but what a ball from Romario. And this time Sarath had come off his line. Still, however, Devendra nudging ahead and making it 2-0 for FC Goa. There it is, great ball forward, surely onside. There it is. Third time he's got the better of the keeper. And after those starts and those appearances in the Asian Champions League, Devendra, who must make sure that he makes his mark as a goal scorer, as a goal creator. The competition in the front line at FC Goa is going to be immense. And over the past few seasons, we've seen Indian attackers break into starting 11s and give head coaches a good kind of headache, not making them reliant just on foreign talent. And Devendra surely he has the potential to continue playing well. He's in a team that believes in playing attacking football. He's got his name on the score sheet today. 2-0 to the Goers. And finally some comfort. Sanson saw the opportunity, saw the gap, made a dash for it and was fouled in the process. Changes coming on. Brandon is on. Of course, major talent. Doesn't need an introduction. Brandon Fernandes. Christie is the player who's made way for the number 10. About half an hour's time on the pitch. Ferrando also giving minutes to players that he probably will start in the future. Get everybody up to speed by the time the knockouts come calling, for which they are favourites to make it through into the last 8. Sensible for him to wait till 2-0, bring on Brandon and just make sure that most of his important players get minutes under their belt. And these are not just any minutes, these are competitive minutes. Army Green have done very well. Surprisingly good team. Glan's pass is intercepted, but Nemel was there to protect the ball and save it from going back to Army Green. Brandon, Redeem, Sanson. Once again, very risky. Wow, just inches away from being intercepted. That's why play was stopped, but Brandon Fernandes, of course, still just 26 as he comes on, which means that Army Green will be wary of the fact giving away too many set pieces. A creator-in-chief for FC Goa, averages 1 assist every 3 games. That is what the math says. Does a lot more than just assist goals, though, even though that is something that he enjoys the most. Proper sport. Met him in Bombay once for an interview and went through a series of questions, general knowledge questions, and he was an absolute sport when he got some of them wrong. Oh, another big chance, and just luck is not there with Army Green. almost ironically, the rub of the green is not in their favor. Another helter-skelter moment. Ball comes in. Once again, the attempted shot just blocked before it could trouble Naveen. Deep Majumdar, who's come on, nearly got on the score sheet. Brandon looking left, looking right, picking the latter. Romario's there. He probably will cut it back. He wanted to cut back and move himself as well, but he's a player who's so adept at taking on others. I'm disappointed with that effort. Xavier Kama is ready to come on, and probably Sanson will make way, which is the logical change. In fact, it's Devendra Murgaonkar who's making way, which means Sanson will stay. Xavier Kama probably slightly higher and will take his place on the left wing. Changes for Army Green as well. Sachin Chetri is coming on. Now, what a name to have. Sachin and Chetri both in one name. Incredibly enviable. Manish Singh is also on. Naveen once again gives it away. Another interception, and this time he could be beaten. And what a save! You've got to wonder whether he does that on purpose. He's giving the ball away so cheaply, time and again, and then pulls off a blinder. But why would you do that in the first place anyway? And how many times has that got to be excused? And Naveen Kumar, who's had not the best of outings with his feet, somehow has managed to keep the clean sheet. I probably can say for sure that he's not going to enjoy watching the highlights later on, apart from those couple of saves that he's made, one just pushing it past the post and the second time a few moments ago, but almost always been responsible for kind of giving the ball away. So it totally makes sense to rectify an error that could have led to a goal. Nice little flick. Brandon gets a bit of a stamp in the process. Just a lecture for Deepak, number 22. Now that's much better. He's going long rather than played short, but even then he's played it out. Deepak. Deepak with the dummy. A decent cross in as well. Cleared by Leander, moved on by Clan Martins. Brandon tried to turn, and now another shot, this time from the captain Lepcha. And Naveen Kumar well placed. winning these second balls has been the specialty of Army Green. Every time there's a clearance, they're onto it like a pack of wolves. Get the shot away early. The fact that Deep Majumdar is also now on the pitch gives them more impetus going forward. It's 2-0, nothing to lose. The last 20 minutes makes sense to go all out. Glenn Martins does well. And Nemil, what a ball forward that is. And Ridim Tlang is through on goal now. Takes a look at the keeper. And Sarat has made another very, very good save. So many one-on-one chances. What a fine through ball though. And Ridim this time, knowing that there was pressure from behind, went for a low finish when there was an opportunity to dink it over him. What a ball forward from Nemil. Both him and Markon have played some very good passes. It would have been heartening to see him get an assist. Brandon takes it short. Nemil once again. There's a cross. This time the header comes in. Papuya was there. And within the last 30-40 seconds, Nemil could have had a couple of assists and FC Goa would have had a couple of goals. Excellent play all round, suddenly turning up the style. Nemil again. Oh, fantastic from the 19-year-old. Glenn Martins is waiting. Ridim Tlang gets it. Romario. Decent ball in. Sarat with a diving punch clear. Glenn Martins with the ball bobbing on the edge of the area. Now Brandon. Finally some space. Brandon wins it back. But Army Green, relentless as usual when it comes to hounding creative players that FC Goa have on the pitch. This time Ridim wins it. Possession, switching, chopping, changing very quickly. Probably asked to go long as much as possible now. Fernando questioning Xavier Kama and his looping header which took the ball out of play. Kama probably saying that I couldn't really get a call, didn't know what was up, who was behind me. But if the first half was anything to go by in terms of entertainment value, goals, mistakes and chances included, the second one has been much, much better. Biggest takeaway being that Army Green seem very unfazed about the fact that they're 2 goals down and facing India's entry to the Asian Champions League this past season. Oh, what a shot that is, or an attempt rather. And Brandon Fernandes with an open net, and 9 out of 10 times you'd expect him to hit the target. Keeper's nowhere. He'd come up to make that sliding challenge, and Brandon Fernandes will be disappointed. Onto his weak foot. Probably when he rewinds that moment in his head, think to himself that he had enough time to shift it onto his right side. Good ball in once again. And then the shot comes in. Sachin Chhetri, the player who took it. Glenn Martins. Leander. Martins again, protecting that back four. Brandon trying to slip through Ritim Tlang, clear away just in time. Final 15 minutes in this game then. FC Goa, of course, we look forward to keeping a higher goal difference compared to Jamshedpur. Even though head-to-head is the first tiebreaker. It'll then move to head-to-head goal difference and finally goal difference. And if all of that is same in an unlikely event that happens, and the number of goals scored, and finally, of course, something that I've never witnessed in any Group Plus knockout tournament, a drawing of lots. Sometimes it's also a coin toss, but it doesn't usually come to that, thankfully. Smooth sailing for the referee in this game. No cards yet. Glenn gives it away. It's been a bit of an uncharacteristic performance from Glenn Martins and Brandon both. Not a real criticism of them, but comes with the full understanding of the fact that we have to get into the stride of the season and of the tournament. Good ball in from Xavier Kama. Well marshalled though in the end by Subhash Limbu. Xavier Kama towards Romario, whose shot has been palmed over by Sarath. Finally a highlight for the number 14. Good ball. Good vision from Kama. A decent hit as well, but Sarath, and even though he's conceded 2 goals, is surely a shoe-in for one of the standout performances of this game. So many saves, so many one-on-ones. If not for him, then the gap between the two teams in terms of scoreline would have been much higher. Kama for Brandon. Has to make up a yard and deliver that cross. Sarath gets a punch in. Ritim Tlang collects and shoots. Half a shot and half a cross. Just had to get the ball somewhere in the box. It'll be one more corner then for FC Goa as they push on, looking for more goals.
Take it.
Taken short once more. Romario had the opportunity to rebuild by playing the simpler pass. Romario went for the reverse ball. Even if he would have made the pass, there was an offside shot, a legitimate one. Over the top, good ball as well, excellent take. And Deep Majumdar almost slipped in, but Papuya strong. Caught across him, shoulder to shoulder. Into the last 10 minutes then, and we start that off with this corner, straight to Naveen. That's much better. Especially when he goes long, the errors are fewer and far in between. And Nemil causing problems once more. It's almost as if the ball's not moving fast enough for FC Goa at times. Probably the rain also playing part in that. There is something though that players don't take a lot of time adjusting to. Playing in all kinds of weather, especially rain, and especially in this country. The acclimatization shouldn't be a problem, but there it is, ball. Usually when you see FC Goa play, it's much more faster in terms of the tempo. Slightly laboured in their passing at times. That'll improve. We've got to give these teams, all of these teams in fact, a bit of a pass when it comes to first games in this tournament. Some would go as far as to saying that it takes at least 2 or 3 games for the teams to get going. But the quicker you get going, the better it is, and the teams which get that, let that happen, make that happen, usually end up in the final stages. That was another chance, but that heavy touch, and then Sarath was thankful for that. Xavier Kama, what an opportunity. The way that opened up for him, but tied it, and has to show a better touch. He's been given a chance to play up front. He's been given a chance to probably get involved in attacking moves. And those are the kinds of moments that you want to capitalize and remind your head coach of later in the season. Remember what I did? Maybe I can play slightly higher. Not like that though for Xavier. He will get more opportunities, more chances. Of course, when he broke into the team, highly exciting talent. And Leander will be hoping for the same. The wing-back situation at Goa seems very healthy. Xavier Kama can score as well. Both his goals for the club have come in the ISL semi-finals. One against Mumbai, one against Chennai. Now he will certainly be disappointed that he couldn't add one more. There he is. Brandon on the turn. Just pokes it forward for Romario, but that was short. Brandon and Clan probably will be hoping to do better when they start games. The fixtures will come thick and fast. And Goa's next game is on the 13th against Sudeva Delhi. And then they play on the 17th of September against Jamshedpur. Both those games are at the Salt Lake Stadium. Nemil. Lots of space down the left. Manages to see the run of Xavier Kama. Touch just takes him away from goal this time. Played it back in. There's the shot from Sanson. Almost left back to left back. That would have been quite memorable. Well, Delhi FC taking on Indian Navy tomorrow. Another 3 p.m. fixture from the Mohan Bagan ground. A star-studded team that Delhi have brought to Goa, including the likes of Willis Plaza and Dora Cisse. For those following the I-League for the past few years, those are familiar names. Leander in no rush. Glenn Martin's almost thought about it. Always an excitement when he gets the ball in that kind of an area these days, Deepak. And here's a shot from Deep Majumdar. It's just gone wide. One more change then. Somaraj has come on, and so has Stanislas. Last few minutes for them. Stanislas, of course, played against Chennai City in the 2019 edition of the Duran Cup. Saviour. Loose ball falls to Glenn, who's given it away. Brandon steals it. And Glenn obviously committed a foul on Somaraj. He's given the ball away on a few occasions. Just some frustration creeping in. A bit of a clothesline as well for Somaraj as soon as Glenn realized that the ball was gone. Army Green will fancy themselves in the next couple of fixtures, no doubt about that. And the other two teams, Sudeva and Jamshedpur, very young, comparatively less experienced than FC Goa, but of course they have the talent, and that doesn't mean Army Green may have it easy on those days. But they take on Jamshedpur on the 10th of September. They play that one at the Mohan Bagan ground, and the final fixture of this group is then on the 17th, simultaneously with Jamshedpur versus Goa. It'll be Army Green versus Sudeva. It's going to be very interesting how this group shapes up. Unless Jamshedpur and Goa consolidate their positions with a couple of wins, one of which has already been confirmed. This one is just a couple of minutes away. Redeem, and now Glenn. Brandon all the way back for Papuya, who's had a good outing. So is this boy Leander. He'll be pushing Seriton throughout the season. Swerving Hollywood pass from Brandon, which couldn't be brought down by Sanson. And now Nemil. This is so dangerous. Quick footwork. Oh, fantastic play from Nemil. Very, very impressive, very entertaining. Very expressive player. Brandon plays it out wide. Leander's there, Romario in support. Glenn Martins. Brandon. Oh, beautifully done into the channel, but Leander just couldn't read it on time. Well, 3 minutes added on. 3-minute wait for FC Goa to get their first 3 points of this tournament. Might be too much to expect Army Green to fight back into this even though we all know the uncertainties of this sport. Clan Martins has to take care not to dive into that, which he did. A chance for a cross, and it's low and hard, and then Aiban and Papuya both had to be very aware of their positioning inside the box. Some of those crosses have caused some problems. Ramachandran will be pleased with most of the things he's seen from his team today, which is why you see him disappointed, probably wondering what could have been rather than be displeased with his team. But they've got to make more of the chances that they get. Cleared by Romario. Shouts for handball have been ignored by the referee. Once again, it's gone out wide. Now this time the cross is smarting Naveen's palms. And very well done from Manish Singh. Probably wanted it slightly more square, where there were 3 white shirts waiting. With the ball escaping him, just didn't wrap his boot around it enough, and Naveen had to push it away. Comfortable in the end. Can they get a goal back and make it a last 60 seconds, which will be very interesting? Not for the moment, but Nemil can produce something. He's gone over the top. Sarath very quick to come out as usual, and now Leander, who did take one look towards goal, thought about it and then thought against it. Such a high line that Army Green sometimes tend to play, that Sarath has to come out, and that is at times a risk. Swept forward, and then the quick snapshot, and Naveen just going to take his time. Let the seconds tick away. Not too many to go anyway. Full time then, and FC Goa have their 3 points in the Duran Cup, and they will also go top of the table, at least unless they play Jamshedpur and the head-to-head is decided. But a 2-0 victory. Ramachandran happy, getting congratulations as he should, because his team have put up a great show, leaving Brandon and company slightly flustered at times, leaving Goa slightly uncomfortable as well at times. But in the end, it's just the gap between individual talent is too much. Stick around for the highlights. And so it ends at the Salt Lake. FC Goa 2, Army Green 0. Join us tomorrow for Delhi against Indian Navy. Thank you for watching.